Hello everybody, my name is Julio Parraga and today I'm going to make a presentation about some tools for English language teaching. But before I start this presentation, I really want to make you this question, and I know that most teachers have made this question, and it's the following. Have you ever wondered if your class really understood your lesson? I think, as I told you, most of the teachers at least once have posed this question to yourself. Did I make everything right for my students? Did my students really understand my lesson? Did they understand the activities that I prepared for them? Was my lesson plan really good for the topic that I planned? So first, to answer this question, today I prepare some 3 strategies to assess your English lesson. With these 3 strategies, we're going to discover maybe these questions, and we're going to discover and to answer if our students really understand the lesson, and if the tools were the correct, if my lesson plan was great, or maybe if I need to continue explaining to them the possible topics that they need some help. So we're going to start with the presentation right now. We're going to, as I told you, we're going to discover 3 new strategies. Maybe some of you have heard about it. The number 1 is 4 corners. The number 2, I used to think, and now I think. And finally, we're going to continue with Fist of 5. I really want to know if maybe you can tell me if you have heard about it or if they're totally new for you. Have you ever listened about these 3 strategies? Okay, so we're going to continue with the number 1, and it's called 4 corners. 4 corners stimulates learning process through discussion and movement. Okay, for this strategy, we're going to follow 4 steps. The number 1 is prepare. Number 2, present. Number 3, choose a corner. And number 4, discuss. So, prepare. To prepare this strategy, we're going to organize our classroom in the 4 corners. Okay, in the 4 corners, we are going to write, could be 1, 2, 3, and 4, A, B, C, or D. If we are going to choose a multiple choice question, or if we are going to create an opinion, we can divide the classroom in strongly agree, disagree, and strongly disagree. After that, on the second step, that is present, we're going to show the question to our students, but we're not going to give them the answer. So only we're going to show them the question, and after that we're going to give them 2 or 3 minutes to think about the possible answer or the reasons that they have to choose the option that they're going to choose. After that, they're going to choose a corner. They can choose corner 1, 2, 3, or 4. And when they are these corners, we have many options. Okay, at first, maybe we're going to identify if it is a multiple choice question, if what about their thinking, if they're correct or not. And as I told you, on this part we have many variations. Okay, for example, number 1, we can create groups inside the groups, and they're going to start talking about why did they choose this question. Okay, next we are going to choose one student, and this student is going to give us their opinions about this question. When they finish, we're going to choose from another corner, and so on until we finish. And at the end, they can choose, or they can decide to choose another corner. But before they make this change, they need to tell us why do they have changed their mind. Okay, maybe we're making thinking visible, and so on. Other variation that we could have is that we can take one student from each corner, and we can create groups of 4. Okay, now you're going to give your opinions to your other students, and after that you are going to make a final choice. So maybe we're going to see what happens if maybe the correct answer give some strong statements to convince the others, and at the end we're going to assess if their process are is great or not. So we create a discussion and a movement, and we're going to make, as I tell you, we're going to make the thinking process visible. Okay. Next, the other option, the other strategy that we have here is I used to think, now I think. First, the purpose of this strategy is to help the students to reflect on their thinking about a topic. Okay, the application, it can be used when we are making a test or when we are something that have some instructions and they thinkings or their opinions, their thoughts or their opinions have changed as a result of instructions of experience. And then when we're going to launch, we're going to give them an example and then to push them to explain. So we can start with the following phrase. We are going to say, okay guys, when we began this topic about, for example, assessment, you have some ideas about it. I want you to write is what is that you used to think. We are going to give them 2 or 3 minutes to create some sentences about it, and then we continue. We're going to say, okay, now I want you to think about your ideas about assessment. Have they changed as a result of what we have been learning? And then we're going to compare. We're going to push them to explain. We can give them 2 or 3 minutes to talk between their partners, or if we want, we are going to have some students in front of the board explaining us and telling the ideas, or okay, their previous thoughts and now the new thoughts that they have about it and how they change. And at the same time, we are making the thinking visible, and we're watching and we're discovering if they understood or not the ideas or the topic in our lesson. Finally, on Fist to 5, this strategy is another pretty useful. It can be used to rate the effectiveness of different strategies or technologies in class. And okay, it depends in the public that you're going to use this strategy. For example, with kids, I prefer that we make a 3-point scale. Like, could be okay, thumbs up, I don't understand anything, teacher, I need help, I need more practice, or I completely understand this. Maybe with adults or teenagers, we can use this 6-point scales that we have here, where number 5 is I completely understand and I can teach it. Number 4, I mostly understand and I can show it, I can give some examples. Number 3, I understand pretty well. Number 2, I need more practice and examples. Number 1, I need help. And number 0, that is the fist, I don't understand it. How are we going to use this as a cooperative learning strategy? Okay, when we identify these number 5 and number 4, we're going to start creating groups. Okay, I can group number 5, that are students that completely understand and can explain. I can group them with number 1 and number 0. Why? Because this student has the ability to explain to the others and can give them new ideas for they to understand. Maybe when this finish, they're going to be a number 2 or a number 3. And what I'm going to do with this number 4, this student is going to be very important, because this guy is going to give the examples that number 2 and number 3 need. Okay, so with this student, I'm going to be monitoring and give the students number 2 and number 3 new examples. Maybe if they are watching what student number 4 can do, maybe also number 4 can go to number 5, and these number 2 and number 3 can be new number 4 or can go to number 5. Okay, so for example, on this activity, I'm going to use Fist of 5. I'm going to make it with the 3 scale. If you understand this topic, okay, these 3 strategies, did you understand all the strategies? Okay, I understand some of them, I need some help, or I don't get any of these strategies. Okay, so you can do it right now. Can you show me your thumbs? Okay guys, very good. Thank you for your attention, and we're going to continue explaining, and we're going to create some examples for continue learning about it. Thank you.